Hello friends, here Dr. BC, and today in this video episode I am going to show you the tear down of Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G. This is my Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G. For our previous video on this phone, please click on the link flashing on your screen. Now in this video episode I am going to show you how to tear down and reassemble this phone. Now to tear down you will need some specific tool like this spudder that is used to pry the plastic. You can also use this type of spudder that is sharp and spudder, or you can use a guitar pick for that. That is a guitar pick. You will also need a Phillips screwdriver, that is a star screwdriver. You will also need a tweezer, sharpened tweezer, and you will also need sometime this scorpion blade. Now to proceed with the tear down, first of all you have to turn off your Redmi Note 4G. For that, press and hold this power button and then tap power off and then OK. Now once it is completely shut down, take out the battery or the back cover. Just take out the back cover from here and put it aside. Now take out the battery. There is small notch here. Take out the battery from that notch and put it aside. Now take out the SIM card. If installed, take out the microSD card. Now you can see that there are couple of screws on the back of this phone, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12 screws. To proceed with this tear down you must have to remove that 12 screws. Now use your Phillips screwdriver and take out the screws. Now I will fast forward this video for you. Now I had taken out all of the 12 screws. Make sure that all of these 12 screws is out from the back panel, else you cannot pry the back cover from this phone. Now as you can see, I had taken out all of the 12 screws. Now it's time to take out the back panel. For that you used your sharp end prying tool like that, and just try to lift the back cover. There is a clip here, and just proceed with that opening towards the down. Now you can see that I had pry the back cover from this end. Similarly you can go from this end. Try to insert the plastic tool in between. That is, you can see that there is a cut here. The prying tool will be go inside that. Okay, I think this okay, just time to pry this back, or you can from here use this now you can lift the back panel. Now here on the back panel you can see that there are couple of antennas. Now I will count these antennas. Here you can see that on the bottom there is a 3G antenna, and these are the two connection pad for that antenna. And here are the that is GPS based antenna, and that is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna, and that is a 4G antenna, and that is a camera lens, and that is a flash lens. And you can see that the main speaker is on the back panel. I think that is if this speaker is not working or loudspeaker is have some problem, then you have to lift this speaker from the back. As you can see that it is easy. Now the speaker is out. That is the main ringer or the loudspeaker of this phone. Now if this speaker is not working, then you have to replace that whole module. That once you get the replacement, just align this, that connecting pads is facing upward, and then align it and then press it in. Now the loudspeaker is ready to use. Now there is nothing on the back panel. Now keep this aside. Now let's see the main board. Now you can see that this is divided into two parts, that is sub PBA PCB and the main motherboard. Now how to take out that? Now you can see that to take out the motherboard there is a 1 2, I think there is only 2 screws. Now let's see, and there are couple of clips. That first of all you have to disconnect all of these ribbon cables, that will come out easily, and that I think it is for LCD. Okay, this will definitely go up. And now take out the flex cable for the LCD. and that is a flex cable for front camera. Again unclip that and then take out. Now this is the front camera. I will show you the part number of this camera. You can see that it is OLQ5F08A1, that is a front facing 5 megapixel camera. Now put it aside. That is camera rubber. Now place it aside. Now there is a connector here, that is, I think that is, let's unclip that and take out the flex. As you can see that the space is very small, and now it is unclipped. Now it's time to take out the two screws. There is a two screws. The one is here. Take out that screw with the help of tweezer and keep this aside. And another one is here. Again use your tweezer and take out the screw. Now I think there is no screw remaining on the board. Now you can take the motherboard up. I think there is something. Okay, as you can see that that vibrator motor is shouldered. I think, yeah, that is shouldered. And what else? Nothing. You can pick it up. Okay, as you can see that there is a connector here below that. You have to just unclip that connector also. I will use that tweezer to unclip that connector. Now it is unclipped, and there is connector here, and that is for 3G antenna. Just flip it like that and then just take out that connector. You can use that tweezer also. Now it is disconnected. Now you cannot take the motherboard upward without taking out that vibrator motor. To take out that, either you have to unshoulder from here, or either you take out the vibrator motor. I will prefer to take out the vibrator motor because I don't want to use the soldering iron right now. As you can see that it is stick by very strong adhesive, and there is cut here. Now it is lifted up. Make sure that that flex is not damaged during this process. Now it is separated. Now that is the main motherboard of this Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G. Now let's see the component. Now you can see that most of the components are below that metal shield. Now as you can see that that metal shield is replaceable. Now I will zoom in so that I can show you the whole process in one frame. Now I am trying to take out that metal shields just by using that scorpion blade. And here you can see that I had lifted that first shield. Now keep this aside. Here is the second one. Before that I will first take out that main rear camera. For that, just unclip that ribbon connector from here. It is now unclipped. Now that is the main rear camera of the phone, that is of 13 megapixel. As you can see that it is OFILM and the model is OMIBA01 A0XC41. That is the 13 megapixel shooter of this phone. It is movable. So you can see that that is the main rear camera of this Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G, the 13 megapixel shooter. Now keep this aside. As you can see that metal shield is soldered to the main board. It cannot be unplugged by the help of this scorpion blade. For that you have to heat that whole board in SMD rework station and then lift out that metal shield. Now on the bottom of this PCB, you can see that these metal shields are again soldered to the board, that it cannot be separated with the help of this scorpion blade. Now let's see the component that is visible to this camera. I will further zoom in so that you can see each and every part on this motherboard. Here you can see that it is UMT 2 volt 94V -0, that is the board number, and here you can see that the serial number of this board. And I will show you the component, that is I think moisture sensor, that is antenna pads, that is I think for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and that is antenna pads for GPS, and that is for 4G. That is connectors for LCD, that is for rear camera, that is for front camera, and that is for digitizer. That is a 3.5 millimeter headphone socket. As you can see that that phone clip is out of that. Why it is out? Who cares? And I don't know about what is that IC. That is a microSD card slot. That is a SIM tray, and there is no IC or component on the back side of this phone. There is a LED flash here, very small. Now let's see the front part of this motherboard. Here you can see that on the front of this board there is a battery connector, the 4-pin connector, that is a vibrator motor connectors, and that is not a connector that is shouldered to this board, that is a vibrator motor, and that is a 3.5 millimeter headphone socket. That is a notification LED, and that is a proximity and ambient sensor, and that is secondary microphone for noise cancellation. So couple of components below that shield, but that cannot be exposed. Similarly, there is a couple of components below that shield that cannot be exposed under this camera, because for that you have to lift that metal shield with the help of your SMD station. Now here you can see there is oscillator, and there is couple of components here. Now I will further zoom in so that you can see the part number of this ICs. Here you can see that it is 44101P Q2Q, and that is oscillator is C438S11, and that is memory, that is Hynix Hynix H9CKNNNBJTMP, that is a main memory. And below that is that is Qualcomm processor is underneath that. You can see that processor is underneath that, and that is power IC, that is PM8926, that is a power IC, and that is a Samsung RAM, that is KLM8G1GEAC, and that is WCD9306 QVV IC, that is S16E1, and that is a coil, and that is connector for bottom sub PBA PCB. Now nothing more on this front side of this motherboard. Now let's zoom out so that I can show you the whole motherboard. On that is the whole motherboard. On the front you will see the processor, RAM, memory, power IC, and the vibrator motor and the battery connectors. On the bottom you will find the SIM card, microSD card, flash, and couple of connectors. Now I will keep this motherboard aside. Now I will show you the remaining part on this front panel. Now let's zoom out. Now you can see that that is the connector for bottom sub PBA PCB. Now if your bottom sub PBA PCB is not working, then you have to replace this whole module. Now you can see that this whole module means let's try to open. First I have to unplug that 2G or 3G antenna cable. Now to take out that sub PBA PCB, there are couple of screws here. You can see that there are 1 and 2 screws. You have to unplug that screw, try to lift, and here you can see a connector that is coming from the main motherboard, that is from to here. Now just unplug that connector. Here you can see that that is a sub PBA PCB of Redmi Note 4G. On the sub PBA PCB you will find the 3 LEDs. That is LEDs for menu button, that is LEDs for home button, and that is LED for back key, and that is a USB port. You can connect a data cable, OTG, and the charging cable here, and that is a main microphone of the phone, and that is the connector for sub PBA PCB. And on the back you can see that there are 2 connectors to connect the 2G or 3G antenna on this phone, and there are couple of transistors on that sub PBA PCB. Now keep this aside. On the main front frame you can see that there is a EMI sticker, the SAR value. You can see that the maximum SAR limit is 1.6 watt per kg, and this phone has a 0.464 watt per kg maximum, that is SAR value on this phone. Now this is a sub PBA connector, that is a sub PBA board connector, and that is, I think that is a volume rocker and power button connectors, and that is a power buttons, and that is LCD connector, and that is a main receiver speaker of this phone, and that is a digitizer connector. And let's see the digitizer IC. Let's zoom in so that I can read that number. That is ATML MXT336S MAUD 1429-Z SND 3285. That is a digitizer IC of this phone. Here you can see that here is listed as it is C6, C4, R1, C3. That is the registers on this digitizer IC. Now let's zoom out. That is a coaxial cable to connecting 2G or 3G antenna from the sub PBA board to the main board. If your receiver speaker is not working or there is a very low sound from the receiver end, then you have to replace that part. Now how to replace that part? Just use your tweezer and try to lift the broken or not working receiver speaker. As you can see that it is stick by a strong adhesive. Now to take out that receiver speaker, use your tweezer and try to lift that receiver speaker from the main board, or you can use a spudder. I think this better to use a scorpion blade. That is okay. You can see that it is now separated. As you can see that it is stick by a very strong glue. That is the main receiver speaker of this phone. As you can see that there is a data here. It is AC141030 MZ116. That is a receiver speaker of this Redmi Note 4G. Now keep this aside. Now there is nothing more on this the front frame. The only thing that you can separate from this front frame is the digitizer and the LCD. Now I am not separating this digitizer and LCD from front frame. If your LCD is not working or digitizer is not working, then it is better to replace the whole front module, because it is quite easy to replace that part because it requires less number of steps. Now if you want to separate the LCD or digitizer from this front frame, then you have to lift this LCD or digitizer from this part. For that you have to first heat up this whole module, and with the help of suction cup or some prying tool you have to just lift off this LCD from the front frame. That required a quite large time. That's why I am not interested on separating out the LCD and the digitizer from this phone. This completed the tear down of this Redmi Note 4G. Now I will proceed to the next part of this video, that is a parts view. Now this Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G is made up of certain components. Now I will tell you one by one. That is the back panel of the Redmi Note 4G, and that is a battery, that is a SIM card, and the microSD card is right now not here. Now that is a screw for holding the back panel, that for main motherboard, and that for sub PBA PCB. That is the main motherboard of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G. That is a sub PBA PCB. That is the back panel. That is a front camera with that rubber, and that is a rear camera, and that is a sub PBA PCB of this Redmi Note 4G. That is a receiver speaker, that is a metal shield, and that is a front panel assembly. Now that is the complete part list of this Redmi Note 4G. Now I will proceed to the next part of this video, that is assembly process. Now to assemble this Note 4G, now you have to just start with that front panel, and the first thing that you can install on this front panel is the receiver speaker. Now to install the receiver speaker, just first align that double-sided tape or the sticky tape so that you can mount the receiver speaker easily on the front panel. Now you take your receiver speaker and just put it like that. There is no need to align, because I have seen that the motherboard has a very long connecting pads for that receiver speaker. You can see that it will go from here to here, so there is no need to align in which direction. Just align it and then press it down. Now the receiver speaker is ready to use. Now the next thing that you can put on this front frame is the main motherboard. Before that you have to just install the rear camera, that is the rear camera. Now to install that rear camera you have to go like that. First put the camera inside the main board like that, and then the connector back to its place. Now the rear camera is installed. Now next is to put the metal shield back to the main motherboard. Now for that you have to just properly align it. It will go like that, and then once you are happy with the alignment, then push it down. Now it is ready. Now it's time to put the main motherboard. For that you have to first connect the sub PB flex cable to the main motherboard. For that just put your motherboard like that and then connect the sub PB flex cable. Now you can see that the sub PB PCB is connected. Now gently put the motherboard. Before that you have to again connect this 2G 3G antenna coaxial cable to the main motherboard. Again just put it down and try to align. Now I had connected that coaxial cable. Now it's time to put the motherboard. Before that, make sure that all of this flex is out from the main motherboard. Now gently, okay, as you can see that coaxial cable is now shifted, so just put it properly. That will go like that, and then it will go from here. Now it is okay. Now just push all the motherboard down. Now it is okay. Oh, I had missed that. Just after the motherboard is down, make sure that all of the connectors are away. Now you can see that it is away. Now align the vibrator motor and then press it down. Now it's time to put the two screws back. That is the motherboard screw, that is white in color. Now the motherboard is fitted on the main front frame. Now it's time to connect all the connectors. I will go from this end, that is a power switch and the volume rocker connectors. Just align, use your tweezer and just try to insert that flex inside that connector, and once you are happy with the alignment, just press this connector down. Similarly, enter the LCD connector. It is quite tricky. Use your thumbnail or use your finger and try to insert. Now you can see that it is inserted. Just make sure that it is perfectly inside the connector. As you can see that it is aligned. Now once you are happy with the alignment, then press it down. Now you can see that it is installed. Now finally you have to connect that connector also. Again use your tweezer and try to insert that flex cable inside that connector, and once it is inside and you are happy with the alignment, then press this down. Okay, now it's time to put that front camera. For that, first insert that rubber. Now it is aligned. Now it's time to put back the front camera. First try to insert the flex cable inside the connector, and once it is aligned and properly in, then just lock it down and then put the front camera. Now it is okay. Now you can see that the top portion is almost ready, and now it's time to go to the bottom one. As you can see that there is some mark here, just rub it that. Now it's time to go downward. Now to connect the bottom sub PB PCB, again you have to first connect the connectors. Here is that connector. You will go like that, try to align, and then just connect that connector to the sub PB PCB. Go very gently. Now you can see that I had connected that connector. Now it's time to put back the sub PB PCB. This will go like that. First insert from this, then press it down. Now it is installed. Now it's time to put back the sub PB screws, that is the two black one will go here. Now the sub PB PCB is installed. Now it's time to connect that 2G 3G antenna cable. Now it is connected. Now it's time to put the back panel. Now to put the back panel, you have to just put it like that and align it, and once you are happy with the alignment, then press it from top and then towards the bottom. Now you can see that the back panel is aligned and installed. Now it's time to put back all of the 12 screws back to the back frame. Now I will fast forward this for you. Now you can see that I had installed all of the 12 screws back to this back frame. Now it's time to put back the memory card and the SIM card. Just take the SIM card and just put it in. And now once the SIM card and the memory card is installed, just put the battery. The pads will go like that and just install it. And then the back panel, align it and press it down. And now it's time to turn on this phone. Press and hold the power button, and here you can see that the MI logo is on the phone. Now it is booted up. You can see that touch is working. Let's see the camera, and the back camera is working, and let's see the front camera. It is also working. So you can see that it is very easy to tear down and reassemble this Redmi Note 4G. This completed this tear down and reassembly process of Redmi Note 4G. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, share and subscribe. The subscription link is shown on your screen. And for more videos on this phone and upcoming gadgets and technology, keep watching BCD Tech. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.